Okay, ladies. Well, it is Tuesday night, and it is March the 14th. I almost said April. Yeah, I'm kind of ready for April just because hopefully the weather will be a little bit warmer. But I'm super excited. I think the air just kicked on. My door just creaked. Or the heat kicked on. Let's hope not the air's not on. Okay, so I'm super excited because I'm back from home office, and it's team training and connection night. And I will say that every time I go to home office, and I'm surrounded by home office love and support and other consultants and leaders that are working their business at the same rate that kind of I am, it is always incredible and amazing and such a blessing. And so kind of still on my 31 pink bubble high. I don't think I want to come off of it, so I may never. And I'm all decked out in 31 today. It is amazing. So we have conference coming up in July. So that is when you'll get to see a lot of stuff if you decide to go to conference. But as leaders, if you promote to director, you can attend home office, Leadership University. And so it's a whirlwind of a weekend. You get in Friday, you start at 4, you end at like 10:15 that night, go back to the hotel by 10:30. You hang out for about an hour, then you go to bed, and you know how it is when you have a roommate. Sometimes you stay up and you chit chat for another hour or 2 hours because you just can't sleep. And plus we were on Missouri and Colorado time. Get up really, really early the next morning, and we're on the bus back to home office by 7:45 Saturday morning. Went straight into training, and we didn't end till about 1, and then off to the airport we went. So it was a really quick weekend, but it was totally worth it. And I can't share a lot specifically, but what I can share with you as your 31 leader and your Sparkling Stars leader is that, speaking for myself and for Julianne, who was able to go with me, there's some amazing things coming out. We did get some sneak peeks, so that's kind of exciting. But yeah, I have never been so excited about this upcoming spring and summer. And just when you think 31's done it all, they have done more. And so you guys are in for some really fun surprises in the upcoming months. And I didn't find out everything, but I did find out a few things. And that's just the perk of being a leader with 31 and attending trainings like this. So only the people who attended this weekend found out some of the news. There was 65 of us, I think. And so hearing from Cindy and Scott, our founders, is always amazing and wonderful, and having that chance to talk with them one-on-one in a small, intimate group is always super special. So I hope that one day you all are able to experience that, because it truly is a blessing. And I was walking around the home office tour, and I know I posted a few videos. The last time I did a home office tour was back in 2011. So not a lot. I mean, there has been some changes, like as far as the production and how they're doing things in the warehouse. Cindy's office, I believe, is still in the same location. I remember seeing it the first time. But they've added new trainings rooms, and it's super fun to go in and see the process of how everything works. And the last thing I'll share with you is when you are walking around home office, and I have worked in a corporate world before, but from the person, the guard at the door, to the people in the warehouse, to the person cleaning the bathrooms, everyone has a smile on their face. Everyone came up to us and thanked us for doing 31, because we support their income, we support their business, we support them, and they are so happy and they love their jobs. It doesn't matter what job they're doing. And to me, that is super important and incredible to experience in person. We were at the airport Saturday afternoon before we caught our flight, and we had just got done eating at a restaurant because we had some time before our flights all left, and there was about 8 or 9 of us, and 3 of us were outside the restaurant with our totes, because we took carry-ons. We all had our totes and things, and this woman walked by and she goes, "Oh my gosh, love all your 31." And we turned and looked, and we're like, "Thank you." She's like, "I work at home office and I love you all." And she just went on her merry way. And so people in Columbus love us. People who work there love us. So just to reiterate and share that with all of you, because you guys are making a difference in the lives of these people too. We're all consultants together, and it's pretty incredible to think about the impact that we're making on other families' lives just by doing 31. So just wanted to share that with you guys. So tonight we are going to talk about fundraisers. I do get long-winded when I'm on my pink bubble high, so just a warning right now. But I wanted to share with you, because we always on Tuesday mornings have our leadership live call with home office. Today Cindy and Lou were on the call, and they were sharing some statistics with us, and I thought they would be beneficial for you as we go through this month. This month is incredible, and we have a lot of totes that are on special. And sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming when you're sharing that with your customers. But the top 5 SKUs, so SKUs means not only the item, but the actual print. This is the top 5 things that are selling currently this month. So number 5 is the Lakeside Tote in Brushstroke. Number 4 is the all-packed duffel in the Navy Doodle Dot. Excuse me. Number 3 is the Round Town Tote in the Skies for You Pebble. Number 2 is the all-packed duffel in the Charcoal Crosshatch. And coming in at number 1 is the Cindy Tote in the Indigo Ink. And they did share with us, so tomorrow I will post a reminder on our Facebook page. It is not on low inventory right now. However, they are concerned that it could sell out before the end of the month, talking the last few days of the month, not something that's going to turn around and happen this weekend. So remind your customers, if they want that tote and they want that pattern at a discount, it's going to come back, even if it does fall off onto, you know, stop sell. But if they want it at the price of the discount, they need to order it before it does go on stop sale. Makes sense? So that's a super popular tote, and I got to see it in person, and a lot of the girls were carrying it. Makes me really want that pattern, so it's really pretty. The other thing Cindy mentioned was to think about graduation gifts when you're thinking about those duffels. And I don't know if any of you have the duffels that are on the call tonight, but the duffels are huge. And one thing, I think I'm going to share my screen. Sorry, I'm going to keep taking drinks because I was having a coughing fit earlier. One thing I want to share with you, hold on here, is I want to make sure you guys, even if you don't have the products, there is a really helpful tool that I want to share with you. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. Let me get it bigger. Okay, so when you go to YouTube, and my YouTube channel just messed up, and you go to 31 Gifts, right? So go to the 31 Gifts YouTube channel. When you go to videos, I want to share with you that if you scroll down, for instance, there's a video all about Benjamin wallets, the large utility tote. There's a large utility tote product spotlight. But if you scroll down a little bit more, this is what I want to show you, because this is what I've been sharing with my Facebook parties when they ask the size. And this just does a better overview than what I can do with video. So there's a video of, for instance, the Cindy tote. So what you can do is, although this pattern is no longer available, you know that the tote is identical. The patterns have just changed. So you just come down here, click share, and then copy. And then you can go right into your Facebook events and share that video. There's no sound to it or anything like that, but it's really great to show them how it looks on a person and all the details inside. The same thing with the duffel, the all-packed duffel. So that's right here. The fold-over weekender is here. I'm trying to remember if there's any other totes that are in here, but you guys can search through all those. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew, if you don't have one of those items, definitely check out the 31 Gifts channel. You don't necessarily want to post a video of another consultant with doing the video of a bag, because they have their link usually in the bottom in the description, and you don't want somebody shopping from them instead. So you ordered a duffel. So excited to get it. Yeah. So the duffels are huge. The duffels are amazing. I have an older version, and they're actually a little bit bigger than the one that my husband currently uses. But it's still the one I take to parties and let everybody know the dimensions have changed just a little bit, but it still has the shoe compartment at the bottom, the pocket in the front, the 2 netting pockets inside, plus another pocket. And so it is a great value, and graduation is coming up. So it's a perfect time to get that. Okay, also in regards to this month that I want to share with you is that the top 3 because once people reach $600, they're going to get that beach towel and one of the totes, right? So the pinstripe is coming in at number 1, the candy corners is coming in at number 2, and the natural straw tote in the Dream Big is coming in at number 3. So if you have hostesses, I know for my party I closed last week, it was over $600, and she made sure she got there because she was wanting the pinstripe tote with the beach towel. So the thing is, most of our hostesses don't even realize is that they can actually personalize both of those items, and that is included in the $30. So it's super important that you let your hostesses know that. The final thing I'll share with you is the new icons. We have this month we have the apple and we have the nurse. Announced today this week was the starfish that's coming out next month, and there's some others coming out, but the nurse is selling like hotcakes. The stethoscope is selling to nurses like hotcakes. In fact, somebody was sharing, Cindy had read it on one of the K groups, that someone asked their nurse friend to host a nurse party, and so all the nurses ordered a cute tote with the stethoscope on it. So you just got a stethoscope on your Cindy tote. So see, there you go, Katie. Number 2, Christy, was candy corners. So the stethoscope, though, is, see, it's perfect. So yeah, Katie, you probably know tons of nurses then, so you may need to have a nurse party. Just saying. But the icons, and they even showed us too, so normally, I don't know the percent, and I'd have to go back and listen, but the highest we've ever had as far as personalization, we're usually selling about 30%, okay? Right now we're running at 27%. So we're almost to the peak of where we've ever been selling personalization. And that's one of the things that makes 31 really unique. And so I really love to share options. And I don't know if you listened to Alyssa's 31-minute call last night, but she talked about how she adds on personalization, not only at home parties, but any kind of order that she gets in. And so it was a really great tip of just offering, hey, you know what would look good on that? One of those 10-inch initials. That all around town tote looks incredible with a big initial on it. So just adding that extra $10 to all of the items that you are offering at a party can make a huge difference for the hostess. So definitely be sharing the personalization. And that's where the fun comes in of looking for them like on Pinterest or any kind of Facebook group that you're in. I'll just go to the photos and search through what the girls have uploaded as far as what they've gotten in. I'll save them to my phone, and then I just post them out there to my Facebook events. I'll keep them on my phone in a photo album. So when I'm doing home parties, I can share it and they can flip through and see all the different options. So super fun to be sharing that. So questions about any of that? It is a busy month. Double hostess rewards. Let me just tell you, we have not had double hostess rewards since 2015. So there are a ton of people still out there that need to party this month. There is still plenty of time out there. I always say that sometimes the best party is the last minute party. So don't be afraid to continue to share that amazing deal with everyone. The more you share it, the more that they can earn for free. And that's really what it's all about, right? So, okay. So one of the things I also wanted to share with you before we do the fundraisers is, and this kind of goes along with fundraisers, is the difference between selling versus marketing. So selling is going to be selling the products, right? It's like a salesperson. It's selling the products. Marketing is where you're going to actually sell yourself. So I want you all, we are all consultants with 31. We are the 31 resource. we're the resource for everybody that is out there that is partying with us. We're the experts. You could call yourself an expert. You could call yourself a resource, whatever you want to call it. But what we are not is we are not a salesperson. Like, I can't stand it when somebody says, I could never do what you do because I can't sell. In fact, we had a photographer come to our house on Sunday to do some work with our other business. And she was telling me I could never sell. And I'm like, but I'm not selling. I'm sharing what I love. So I really want you to think about, even when it comes to fundraisers, I never want to think that I'm just selling something. I want the items that I am offering to everyone as solutions to benefit them, right? That's the whole purpose behind 31. We are in the business, like Alyssa said on the 31-minute call last night. And if you've not listened to that, please go listen to it. I'm going to listen to it tonight before I go to bed again and use my pen and paper to take notes. I've heard her talk twice now. So she's a rock star, and her wording is precise and spot on, and it can make a huge difference in your business. But she talked about how I'm in the business of building strong women. That's what we are in, the business of building strong women. We are more than a bag. I think most of you or all of you understand that, and you know that. You're on this call tonight. We're more than just a bag. We make a difference in people's lives. And so we're showing solutions. We're solving problems. So whether you're in your customer group, whether you're in a fundraiser, a Facebook event, home party, vendor event, we need to show solutions and solve problems for people. And we will then be selling ourselves, because that'll be marketing ourselves versus just selling, right? Okay, so when it comes to fundraisers, I'm going to get my notes on my computer. When we talk about fundraisers, this is one way that you can definitely boost your sales. Now, what I will say about fundraisers, and I know there's several of you that are newer on the call tonight and maybe that watch the recording later. Fundraisers are a great way to get new leads, to get additional parties, new team members, future business. However, with the fundraisers, you donate a portion or all of your commission. You get to choose because you're the business owner of your own business. So whether that's 20%, 25%, 15%, 10%, yay, I'm so glad, Christine. I've been thinking about you, your first fundraiser for teachers. So you get to decide what you want to do. I'm going to share with you what I do, but this is what I do because, and I'm going to share why, okay? So your fundraisers are going to, like I said, reach a larger number of potential customers than you may get otherwise. They're going to boost party revenue, sales revenue, whatever you want to call it, personal volume. It may help you reach a start swell level, may help you reach a K group, okay? So those are some things that it can help you reach qualification for being a director, those type of things. It helps you raise money for a good cause. We all love to give back, right? So that's another thing. And it can bolster your reputation within a community. So that's super important. The person doing the fundraiser usually does a lot of the promoting for you. Since most fundraisers are centered around raising money for a cause, it's really important to talk with the organization that you're working with and find out what that organization is all about, and find out how you can spread the word within, you know, the fundraiser. So there's all kinds of fundraisers. You can do online fundraisers, you could do Facebook fundraisers, and you can do like home event fundraisers or school event fundraisers, group organization fundraisers, and things like that. Now, every fundraiser I do, this is just what I do, as a senior director, on my own personal sales, I make 30%, okay? That's a perk of being a senior director. So I make an extra 5% on my own sales. Because of that, I donate 25% to every organization that does a fundraiser with me. That leaves me 5% of the sales that I can pay for catalogs, I can pay for printouts, any kind of extra expense I have as far as advertising or working with the organization. That 5% gives me an opportunity to work with them. So as a new consultant, when I was a newer consultant, I donated 20%. Sometimes I donated 25%, which would be my entire commission, but I kept the hostess rewards. So I benefited by getting free product out of the fundraiser, okay? So it's really up to you and what you want to do. There's no wrong or right way, but I want you to really think about what you feel comfortable doing. Don't break the bank. If you aren't comfortable donating your entire commission because you need a little bit of income, then I'm going to encourage you to not donate 25%, okay? All right, so excuse me, you may have some ideas of different types of fundraisers. So when we're thinking about fundraisers, step one, we have to approach people, right, about fundraising. And these are ideas. So basically, you're going to want to think about people that would have an interest in doing a fundraiser. So who are those people? So that could be anybody, guys. It doesn't have to be a school. It doesn't have to be teachers or an organization or you know, a daycare or Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, classes, that kind of stuff. You could go as simple as what I'm doing right now. And I have a mom who is raising money to help her daughter go to Greece and Italy next year for a class trip, for an experience, like it's a educational experience. And so they need to raise almost, well, $3,500, I think it's down to now. And so we're doing a 31 fundraiser this month. So everyone who orders from her party link is going to know that, number one, they get a great item at a great price. And number two, 25% of their order is going to be donated to Stacy and her daughter for this fundraiser. So it can be really that simple. It can be someone who is needing to raise money for adoption, somebody who's wanting to raise money for a pet shelter, somebody who's wanting to raise money for a youth group, somebody who's needing to raise money for, you know, medical expenses, somebody who's needing to raise money for, you know, a ballpark. So really think outside the box. So when you're seeing people, you're talking about fundraisers, it's like, I would jot their name down. I would kind of keep a running list of people that you're thinking of. Cheer groups, dance classes, t-ball teams, you know, there's so many ways to do fundraisers out there, but it's just you having to kind of think about, okay, who do I want to approach and how do I want to approach them, right? So the first step is really approaching the people that you want to do fundraisers with. People need to know you do fundraisers. So at every party, if you're really wanting to do a fundraiser, I would be making sure, whether it's on a Facebook event or a home party event, hey guys, I do fundraisers. So if you or someone you know are interested in raising some money for a cause, please let me know. I had a few years ago, for like 3 years in a row, I did a picnic barbecue with a hostess of mine where she invited all her friends over and did kind of like a silent auction and a barbecue and this whole big bang for breast cancer awareness. And then I collected orders at a table, set up the whole day. And then she took the hostess rewards, which was fine by me because she was amazing and it got me such good connections, and I was invited back every single year when she did it. And then I took orders and she got 25% donated to her cause. So it was super fun. So it doesn't have to be like I call it a stiffy fundraiser. It doesn't have to just be like that. It could be really any way you want to do it. So after you've contacted someone and they've agreed to it, and I did find a letter, by the way. Now it's generic and it's by a direct sales coach, but I will be posting that tomorrow to you all in our Facebook group of kind of a letter you could write to organizations, letting them know that you do fundraisers. The simplest way though, guys, is word of mouth and talking with your customer group, you know, letting people know. Or if you see somebody out there who is talking about adoption or a pet shelter, hey girl, I would love to help you raise some money for the cause that is so important to you. Or reaching out to them and saying, hey, I'm looking to do a fundraiser next month. Wondered if you or you know of anybody who would be interested in earning or making some money for a cause that's important to them. Something to that effect. Doesn't have to be really crazy wording or anything. So once you contact someone and somebody agrees, the second step is really hashing out those details, right? So this is where You have to figure out, are you going to have like a home party? Are you going to have a booth? Are you going to have a Facebook event? Are you going to give them packets? Is this where it's a class and they need packets? How long are you going to have it open? Make sure you set that type of thing. I usually keep my fundraisers open maybe 2 weeks at the most. How are people going to place orders? How do you let them know that they're making an order as part of the fundraiser? Will the products be shipped to you, or are you going to ship them to the hostess of the fundraiser? I typically have it all shipped to me because I want my organizations to know that I make it simple and easy for them. It is the easiest way they'll ever have a fundraiser. I do certain classes each year at a school near my hometown. They know that I bag it, I tag it, I make sure everything is there. They get a card saying thank you for donating to so-and-so's class, and I make it really simple for them, bring the items, and then hand them a check. It's so much easier than selling candy bars, magazines, books, whatever they've got to sell. I make it really, really simple. And they don't have to worry about sorting all the stuff and trying to figure it all out. So the easier you can make it for an organization, and once somebody does it once, they're going to want to do it again. So after you hash out all the details, you're going to want to provide the material. So this is something that you can prepare ahead of time by having everything saved. We do have a fundraiser file on our Google Drive that has a lot of the documents that I have. So this is going to be things like, now if it's, so for instance, let me give you 2 examples. One, I have a fundraiser going on this month, right? So it's for the mom's daughter, Stacy, her daughter, that is raising money for the trip for high school, right? So basically, I sent her some catalogs, some order forms, and some little minis that she can hand out to her friends and family on how to order for the fundraiser. We are not doing any kind of in-person event, but we do have a Facebook event set up. So I asked her to send me like some pictures of the fundraiser, what the cause is for. I made a cute little banner on PicMonkey, and now we're posting for about a week. Just different ideas, videos, that kind of stuff. And then every once in a while, I'm sprinkling in information about what the trip is all about and what her daughter is going to be doing on the trip. Super important, especially online, if you can share as much as possible about the organization that they're donating to by purchasing something from 31. So that's kind of the stuff that I'm doing. So that's one option. So they don't get any packets. There's only just the mom and the daughter. And it's just word of mouth. And I'm doing pretty much like I would a hostess. I'm hostess coaching her. So she set up the event. She invited, I think she invited 60 people, which, okay, that's, it's a fundraiser. So I would encourage her to do a little bit more than 50. Now, tomorrow, her hostess coaching is to go in and message everybody individually, letting them know that she's having a fundraiser. Here's the shopping link, and here's the event link if they want to check it out. She just wanted to make sure they didn't miss it. Same kind of hostess coaching as I do my Facebook parties or my home parties online. So it's super important that you do that too. It's not about setting up an event. It's not about setting it up public. I still keep mine private because I feel like private is private. And you know what? She's going to invite all the people she wants to the event anyways. So if it is more of a type of an organization, what I would do is make packets. And so I may, depending on our time, go over the packets here in just a little bit. But after you've provided the materials to the organization, you need to explain to them when you're going to collect the items, when you're going to close out the fundraiser. Once the fundraiser is closed out, I let them know that they will have their products and check usually within 3 weeks. I never tell them earlier than that because I want to make sure that I get everything that I'm supposed to get in the boxes. I need to make sure I give myself enough time to sort it all, make it all presentable to the people who've purchased from the fundraiser. And I want to make sure that I'm paid commission on the fundraiser. So usually I say 3 weeks, and I've entered it in a time where I'm either getting it on the 10th or I'm getting it on the 25th, depending on the fundraiser. So I always just make sure that I don't give that check out until I have that money from 31. So that's just my little non-negotiable for a fundraiser. You also want to make sure, though, that I just lost my train of thought. The hostess, if she's doing like an online portion, you want to make sure that she knows that she can collect orders and people can have things shipped directly to them. I did that for like I don't know if it's an MS walk. It was some kind of biker ride. I'm not even sure. And that was a couple of years ago, but everything was online. No one was local to me. And so they just ordered through the link. They had things shipped directly to them and nothing had to be shipped to the person who was in charge of the fundraiser. It was so simple and easy. So that is something that is another thing you have to discuss it with the people that are doing the fundraiser. Step 4 is obviously handing the check to them and delivering the goods. So once it's over, once you've collected all the orders, you want to calculate the sales and be sure and give the person in charge of the fundraiser an update of what they've made. Now, like I said, I usually keep the hostess credit myself. There are some ways around it, and I don't want to confuse you tonight, but I'm going to tell you. So in the simplest form that I know how, and I don't have this written out, so bear with me. This month is a little tricky because it's double hostess, okay? So I'm not going to explain it in double hostess terms. I'm going to explain it in a normal month of just normal hostess credit. So in a normal month, a $1,200 party is going to give you $250 in free product, correct? So basically, if the organization sold, I have to think, $1,550 in sales, okay? I gotta get my calculator out to make sure I'm not telling you. Okay, so if the organization maybe sold $1,500, $1,500.50 in sales, okay? If I didn't want the hostess credit myself and I still want to make sure I get some commission, I can do one of two things. I can submit it as it is, use the hostess credit, and then give them the commission that I'm paid off from 31. If I would rather still get paid and I don't need the credit and I still want to be able to give them money, what I can do is take that $1,550 that they have collected in orders and I subtract $250 from the $1,550. Okay, so that gives me $1,300 left. That $250 that I've taken out, I'm putting in as hostess credit. So those items, instead of going on so-and-so's order, I'm putting it in as hostess credit. And let me just say this, it is a lot easier to do this with a local organization that you are going to get the items yourself and bag and tag. There's no possible way to do this and make it work if all the people are not local to you. I wouldn't even try it if they're not local to me, to be honest with you, because of the fact that then they're wondering why half their items are with them, half the items are not. Okay, so just confirming that. So we started with $1,550, we subtracted $250 for free stuff, so then we've got a balance of $1,300. Let's say she's got 2 Fresh Market thermals for $50. I would then put those 2 items in. You could actually do even a third. I would put 3 items in at 50% off. Okay, so not only have you $250 in cash floating around because you put free stuff in, you've got another $100 of stuff. Well, yeah, kind of, because it's half price, but you've got extra money floating around. So she's made almost 25% or even more. I'm brain dead at this point. 1,500. Hold on, let me do this. Yeah, so 378. So basically you can maneuver the system. Do you see what I'm saying? Hopefully I didn't lose you all. On top of that, you're still getting 3 hostess exclusives for free. So sometimes I offer one of them to my hostess reward, that's doing the organization fundraiser. Sometimes there's somebody who wants to buy it and they can totally buy the hostess item. And if it's, I always tell people they can buy it if we reach $1,200, the $1,200 goal. And why I say that is because then that, $25, $50, whatever they're spending on that hostess exclusive that I've entered for free, that $50 goes towards the organization. And so one thing you can say to organizations is you can let them know that the more that they sell, the more stuff that they have for free. And that would be a way to term it instead of saying a percent too. So once you've delivered the goods and you've delivered all the items and you've written them the check, the last thing is the follow-up, which is the most critical step that you can take in a fundraiser. You simply don't want to do a fundraiser and then let it go. This is obviously, our industry is all about building relationships. That's what 31 is based upon. So we need to, number one, stay in contact with the person who did the fundraiser, as well as the people who placed the orders. So it's same kind of follow-up as I would do with any kind of party. I want to follow up with them to make sure they received their order. I want to follow up with them a few weeks later to make sure they're using their order. And then I want to follow up a couple months later and make sure that they have no issues and let them know, anything new that's out with 31. So basically, you want to send thank you notes to people who placed an order. I actually put them in the bag. I handwrite them all a thank you note and let them know that their order helped raise X amount to the so-and-so fundraiser. So basically, the customer is paying full price, and you as the consultant are getting the difference for putting in. Yes, exactly. Yes. And that money, so let's say I put in two $50 Fresh Market thermals at half price. That organization I'm taking, because it's only costing me $50 total, right? Because there's two for 50% off. So I have an extra $50 hanging over here, plus I've got $250 over here that I entered for free. So that's $300 right there. You would still have a third half price item that you can maneuver and put in there too. Half of that would also go into the organization to donate. So yes. So that is kind of like the 5-step quick overview of the fundraisers. I have, yes. So yes, Christy, or there's times where, and so one of the things, I don't know if I have it here, and we may have to talk about it next week. Hold on. I don't think I have it here. So this may be something we have to discuss next week because I don't have the printout like I thought it was in my fundraiser folder. I have an actual sheet that shows, I challenge especially like group organizations, like classes and any kind of packet kind of organizations, dance classes and stuff. The higher they go in sales, I give away some gift certificates, like a Visa gift card to the top seller, depending, if the organization reaches $1,500 or more. So I use some of the money I make and I just reinvest it and donate as prizes. You could always, I know Julianne does donations of items. So she orders some extra mini zipper pouches and things. She's done some amazing fundraisers. Like her volleyball team did like $14,000. Yeah, I'm not kidding. We really need to have Julianne talk on this because she's a rock star at fundraising. And so I think it was September or October, Julianne's one fundraiser alone raised $14,000. And that was a party. For real. And I know there's many, many other consultants out there. There's another girl not on our team that's also a senior director like myself. And she did one and it was like $20-some thousand, and she did it with a school. So it's huge potential out there, guys. So it's just getting those connections. And the one thing I will share with you, I will share the forms for how I do packet organization next week. We'll save that till next week because we're getting close to 10 o'clock now. But the one thing I can share with you is that no matter what type of organization it is, especially if it's an organization, if it's just a mom and daughter raising money, you can talk with them one-on-one. But when you're in front of a class, an organization, a group of some sort, it is so important that you, the consultant, you, the business owner, say, hey, I need to make sure that I am there when these are handed out, because I would love just 5-10 minutes to chat with everyone about how this fundraiser will work and how it can benefit them. Right? Because the thing is like when I do my class fundraiser, she puts me out in front of the class. I talk with her for 5 or 10 minutes. The class sponsor says, hey guys, this girl is not getting any money. She's helping us raise money. And she's offering like a free pizza party. And I'm offering, free top sellers. Those kids killed it with the event, the fundraiser. Julianne does the same thing. She talks with the entire volleyball team. Now everyone, and we also give everyone a goal. Like, can you collect $100 in orders? If you do so, here's what your volleyball team is going to make. Can you collect $200 in orders? If so, the entire school or whatever is going to make this. So she really puts it out there. I do the same thing. you guys are the business owners, so you get to decide. That's the perk about it. And so want to encourage you to really think about that. So I promise that since we have a couple weeks left, next week I'll go over kind of how I hand everything out, what it all means. But I wanted to just go over give you guys some ideas of people to think about when you're doing fundraisers and not overwhelm you all in one night. So any other questions? My cider is cold, just saying. Questions. There is huge potential for fundraisers, huge. And I tweaked mine these last couple of years and now have like envelopes, which is what I'll go over next week. And I'll make sure and have all my printouts printed so you guys can see them. But it's the system I use. I looked at several other companies and what people are doing for their fundraisers and decided that I needed to tweak it myself to make it work better for my business. And so the one thing I started a couple years ago was really speaking with everybody I could about the organization that, like, I want to speak with the classes. I want to be there when they hand them out to the dance class because that helps us. So, thank you. I don't feel like I'm getting a tickle in my throat again. I'm probably going to cough all night long. Thank you. The thing is, and you guys can tag, if you have questions, Julianne is happy to share. Tuesday nights are just hard for her to get on here because she's got little ones and her husband travels quite a bit. So if you have questions about fundraisers, please post them in our group too, because you can just even tag Julianne and ask her because I know she's willing to share. It's just, it's hard for her to be on here. And like I said, she's inspiring to me because of what she's done with fundraisers. Like, I think she does a fundraiser every single month now. And that volleyball team, I can guarantee you, they raised $14,000 last year. They're going to raise it again this next year because she's got that connection now. And so use the resources that are part of our team to ask questions and find out how it works and how she even came about this volleyball team. So because she will be happy to share. So questions? I don't see anything popping up. I'm so glad you guys joined me tonight though. So get out there, start thinking about fundraisers, thinking about who you want to contact. I like to try and make a goal of every month or every other month to do a fundraiser. That is something that I do myself for my own personal business because it kind of lets me, number one, give back. And number two, it always helps. As a leader, we do have certain requirements we have to hit. So it's just something that helps take the stress off of me of trying to, hit my goals and hit those K groups goals and things that I have. So anyways, I do the whole catalog. Christy, good question. So Christy, and for those who watch the recording, do I do the whole catalog or one item? I am not a one item fundraiser. I know some people do it and they do really well. I know Sarah is another great resource for fundraisers because she raises money for, she's in honor of her mom, called the Bees Blessing Bags. And so she does fundraisers and she collects orders for like thermal totes or any kind of tote kind of thing so that she can donate them to an organization that is local here in Kansas City. I have tried those type of fundraisers and they're just not me. They stress me out, honestly, trying to think about just one item because everybody knows 31 or most people know about 31 and I want to offer them the whole catalog and not have to stress about not offering them everything. So good question though, but there are people who do it. And for those, when we have sales, I can tell you that sometimes it's a really easy way. Like when the tall organizing totes were on sale for $10 and you spent $35, so you could get 2 for $45. We've done it where we don't even offer the specials. Like for my class that I do, we'll offer the special if somebody knows about it, but otherwise everything is full price because then I can enter those items that are half price or $10 and it's $10 and then the organization, the extra money that is the difference, I just donate to the group as well. So that makes it kind of fun because then they can earn some extra money that way. But that's something you have to discuss with the organizer. She may not be okay with not offering a special to her friends and family that are doing the fundraiser. So any other questions? Okay, so next week, join me right here and we'll talk a little bit more and dive in a little bit deeper. And so hope you all have a wonderful evening. And if you need anything, please let me know. Bye, guys.